I built this house for my family, debt-free, in just over 6 months. And we're gonna share with you the entire process of the build, from groundbreaking all the way to getting it completely finished on the outside. And as you watch the process of us building our dream, we hope that you'll subscribe to our channel so that you can catch all the updates to our homestead.
Before we could even begin to think about building our dream house on our 38 acres in eastern Kentucky, we had to build a way to get access to the property. So we brought in bulldozers and excavators, and we cut a 1/4 mile long driveway up the mountain so that we could begin clearing a spot for our house. Now, because I have a sawmill, we saved as many of the trees as we could from clearing off this spot so that we could use those and incorporate them into the building of our house. It's amazing what a bulldozer and an excavator can do, and in a matter of just a couple of days, we had our spot cleared from completely wooded to open and ready to build. Now, the next and most crucial part of the whole build was to get ready to dig a footer and make sure it was perfectly square so that we could lay up a block foundation and get ready to build. Now, I planned to build this house with just the help of my 11-year-old son, Caden. But to make sure we got started off on the right foot, we brought in some guys that knew what they were doing to help us pour the footer and lay the foundation so that we made sure we had a good start.
Good. Dale's catching you. He's over on your side now. What are you doing? Get the edge of it under there. Just pull that rebar. Not too hard. There you go. That's perfect.
Caden may only be 11 years old, but he loves to get involved and do work. And he's been involved in every step of the process of this build.
All right, guys. Well, we've got a footer. Caden was a big help. He ran the camera some, but he did a lot of the same work that we all were doing, and he did a good job of it, working like a man.
And now I'm tired.
And we both found it very interesting to see the parts of a build process that you don't normally get to see, like just getting the block delivered and how they stage everything and the materials that you need to lay a foundation. And while I plan to do almost every part of this build on my own, I'm really glad that I didn't attempt to try to lay this block. Watching this man work was a real treat. You could tell he had years of experience, he was really good at what he did, and I would have struggled. And another reason I was glad that I hired them is because he also did this work with his daughter and his son. They came and they helped him finish the project, and they do this work on the side together, and that's cool to see.
What you do?
Now, before we pushed the ground back in around the block so that we could get started building, we decided to spread some sealer on the block to try to help keep water out. One of the biggest battles that we fought during the framing of this house was rain. From the day that my lumber was delivered to the day we got the roof on the house, we dealt with rain every single day. And so you may be watching me fill this dirt in around the foundation and wondering, why on earth did you not put gravel and pipe in there? And looking back on it, I'm thinking the same thing. But one of the reasons that we're building this house is to be debt-free. So after ordering all the materials to get this house under roof, well, there just wasn't enough left to do that right now, so it had to wait.
But look, on your tape measure, it has little black squares every 16 inches so that you know where your 16-inch centers need marked.
And even though I was building this house, working my regular job, and trying to edit videos for YouTube, I tried to take the time to stop and explain the process and teach Caden what we were doing as we were doing it. And that wasn't always easy, considering I was trying to learn as I went as well.
If it's crowned like this, you want to put it up, because when we put weight on it at the house, it'll flatten back out some.
Now, I always said when I built my own house, I was going to make a perfect crawl space, and I would set everything up just right before I ever started building on it. But with the rain, I only had so much time to get this thing under roof before my Advantech started seeing the effects of the weather. So unfortunately, I didn't get to focus on some of those things I wanted to do because I had to focus on getting this thing built and under roof. It's funny how your perspective changes when you're doing the work yourself. It's easy to watch somebody else and say, well, I would do this or I would do that. But when you're in here doing it, it changes things. Now, this great big front wall was one of the scariest parts of the whole build for me because this is a 13.5 foot tall wall and it's 52 foot long. We decided to handle it, we would have to split it into 2 separate halves. But that still left us with some pretty big walls to be standing up with just me and an 11-year-old. But luckily, we have some great equipment sponsors like the little Baumalight mini skid steer there, and that was a huge help in pulling this wall up into the air without putting us in danger. Caden and I were both really excited to accomplish this part of the build, and the back wall was pretty simple because we were building it a standard size, so we were able to lay out pre-cuts and just put this wall together in no time, and they were small enough that we could stand them up by hand.
Ready? Go. Dude, you are tougher than nails.
When I was 11 years old, I was probably under 4 foot tall and less than 100 pounds. Caden is
Seriously, man.
not.
You're a beast.
I'm proud of how capable he is, and I'll just be honest, there's not many full-grown men that I would choose to have on the job site over him.
Oh, man.
Not to mention, he's fun. How many full-grown men are going to bring you a turtle on the job site to check out?
Ain't so far down.
Oh, I think it is. All right, round 2, fight.
Is it?
You're good. Keep going.
Now, while we had to go with a pretty simple design so that we were capable of building it ourselves, and the house might not be too impressive to everyone else, this experience and this time together is something we'll never forget. Each step brings more and more excitement as we get closer and closer to getting our little dream house under roof. And it seemed like every step of the process would start pretty slow as we had to figure out how to go about tackling each part. But once we got the hang of it, then we started moving along pretty good. A lot of aspects of building become pretty repetitious. So the first time, the second time you do it might be a little slow, but after you've done it 40 times, you get a little better at it. And no, the everyday rains haven't let up yet. And here we are just working through the rain because we have got to get this thing covered up and protected. Now, like most other DIYers, I attend YouTube University from time to time, and that's how I learn each of these steps as I go. So every time I encountered a new part of the build process I had never done, well, I would go to YouTube and look at a few videos and try to figure out the best way for me to tackle it. One great example is these vaulted ceilings create an issue where I've got to have venting, and I wasn't sure how to go about it. But I learned that you use something called baffles, and so you need openings to your soffits to where air can flow through up against your OSB. And that's something we'll cover a little more in our individual build videos. So if you've not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. That way you can check out those more in-depth videos on our channel. Here again, the equipment around our farm's coming in really handy because I'm not sure how I would have gotten these sheets of plywood up there alone if I didn't have this tractor to lift them up close to where I needed them. Now, if this is the first one of our build videos that you've watched, then you may not realize just how afraid of heights I am. I've been dreading this roof work for the whole build, but I'm anxious to get it finished. Now the roof pitch is only just over a 412, so it's not too bad to work on, and the more time you spend up there, the more you get used to it. And I was able to make it through the job, but I didn't like it. And another thing that came in very handy is that Caden is a good operator, and so he was able to take me around in the man basket and do a lot of the eaves and overhangs with that. Since we're installing a metal roof, we decided to put down an underlayment that's called roofing foil from one of our sponsors, roofingfoil.com. So this is an underlayment that is also a radiant barrier, so it should help us with our energy costs. So we rushed and rushed to get the underlayment on this house to protect it from the rain, only for the rains to stop, and it didn't rain again for like 2 months. Figures.
Reach as high as you can. That way as this is rolling down, see it won't come down too far.
Rain or not, it still feels good to be closer to having this house dried in. One of my favorite parts of this whole design are the windows that will be above the porch. I was really excited to get those installed.
Kick it! Kick it! Kick it! That was no fun.
Man, that worked really well.
That was no fun. You should have kicked it.
Well, I didn't want to rip the house wrap off the house though. But look, man, he's got the house wrap and all. That worked really well.
It's exciting to have the doors and windows installed, but before we can move on to the siding, we've got a porch to build.
See, that's stirring up some dirt.
We decided to go with the concrete patio style porch, so we had to form this up and get ready to pour the concrete. Now, a huge help in this concrete pouring process was another one of our sponsors, Formakey, which provided us these keyways as expansion joints for our concrete pour. And they make it to where it's easy to divide up the pour into manageable sections, and it worked great. My son Cameron jumped in to help us with this, and me and my sons are far from experienced mudslingers, but we've poured a couple of small concrete jobs and we decided to tackle this ourselves. And while it's not perfect, it turned out pretty good, and it definitely saved us a load of money.
HD for Caden. We got Tegan, Denver, he's making 25.
Now, this is one part of the build that I've been looking forward to since the very beginning, and that is taking the trees that we took off of our land and turning them into posts and beams that we can use to build our front porch. This Mech sawmill is one of my favorite tools, and it has allowed us to really build our dreams. I just love it. My wife decided we would go with October Brown for the stain on the front porch beams, and I love it. And not just because she told me I had to. Now, the next time I have to drill 20 holes in concrete for anchors, remind me to get the right type of drill, because this wore me out. I remember exactly where these pine trees stood that we turned into these posts and beams. And so we're standing them up almost exactly where they stood for years. And I think that's pretty cool. Now, we were sort of going for Cracker Barrel front porch vibes, and I think it turned out pretty good. The color's just right, and I think it really fits well with the design that we're going for.
Yippee! Anticlimactic.
to just add a couple of rocking chairs and we'll be in business. Now you can see where this is headed. More of my least favorite work. Did I mention that I'm afraid of heights? Because, well, I'm afraid of heights. Also, the rain is back, and with the rain brings mud, which means I had to change shoes every time I climbed on and off of the roof. But we got the roof on, and here we had a change of heart on the trim that we were wanting to use, so I had to cut a couple of inches off the front of the roof so that I could install the new trim. But I'm really thrilled with the end product, and I love how the copper roof goes with the black siding that we chose. Now, because our water line had to go up a very steep mountainside, we decided to hire this job out as well, and I'm really glad that we did. And thankfully, no one was injured in the digging of this water line.
Capture these boys working, that way JD knows they're doing something.
That'll get us fired.
Due to licensing and permitting, the septic system is another thing that we had to hire out, and JD Loans Excavating did an excellent job not only in installing this septic system, but our water line and digging the road up to our house. So we were really thankful to have this company working for us. And finally, it's time to get started on installing our siding. So we broke ground on the build site at the beginning of April, and our goal was to have the outside totally finished before it turned off too cold and we could move to working inside when it got cold. So our target completion date for the outside was the end of November, and we finished this siding up the week of Thanksgiving. So while working a full-time job, running a YouTube channel, and teaching an 11-year-old how to build, we managed to frame this house and get it completely finished on the outside in under 7 months. And I feel like that's a pretty good accomplishment. And while not everything about this house is perfect, we knew going in we're not professionals and there would be compromises along the way. But overall, we couldn't be happier with the end product. My son and I got to spend some quality time together. We both learned a lot of lessons, and we were able to build our family a house that we can move into debt-free. And while we're really only halfway done, we can see the end inside, and Lord willing, we're going to accomplish our dream.
Feels good.
So me and my son Caden, who's 11 years old, built this house in just over 6 months. We got it ready so that by wintertime, we could be working on the inside. And it's gonna take us probably another 6 months to get the interior finished up so that we can move in. And we hope that you will subscribe and follow along and get regular updates on our build process. If you would like to see all of the videos of this build, check out this playlist. And if you want to see where we're at right now, check out this latest video. And until next time, get outside and enjoy God's creation because it's beautiful out here. Y'all have a good day.